something unprecedented happened. Something that
Mhm.
has never happened in the history of Pakistan before. A lot of people, even the greatest pundits of all time, don't know what's going on, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. How is it going to pan out? We don't know. None of us know. Like we can make some guesses, but again, we just don't know how it's going to end. I just dropped a new video on my channel. Go do check out my channel, Harris Sultan. You'll find a detailed history of Imran Khan, how he rose to fame and where exactly are we at. But I'll try my best to summarize it for you guys. So Imran Khan has became a prime minister after a struggle of nearly 26 years. Initially, he did not want to take the military support to come to power, but then something changed in 2008 elections. And in 2011, he held the largest political rally of all time in 2011, October 2011. And a lot of people said that, yes, it was the biggest political rally of all time. And he instantly became a political heavyweight overnight. But thanks to the military establishment, top spy agency, with their help, called a guy called Ahmed General Pasha. Anyway, and then in 2013 elections, he got 35 seats in the National Assembly. And then came 2018 elections. That's when he got simple majority and he was elected prime minister. Imran Khan had arrived, but everyone said that he was not an elected prime minister. Everyone said that he was a selected prime minister. He enjoyed some success initially because he does have a very cult like following. He had the military's blessing and did well, but unfortunately, COVID halted his progress. But he did well. Now I look back, the economy grew at 6.1% in 2021, and it maintained that for the first part of 2022 until he was kicked out in April. A lot of things were happening. There were two parts. One, the United States of America, although it still hasn't been confirmed, but Imran Khan still maintains that the Americans pushed General Bajwa, the military chief, to oust Imran Khan through a no confidence motion led by Shehbaz Sharif, the current prime minister. Why Shehbaz Sharif felt like doing it? Because now Pakistan is on the brink of economic collapse, and everyone's saying, "Why did you do it?" Because why would you take Imran Khan's blame? Because whatever happened, had Imran Khan stayed in power until now, he would have faced the same economic challenges, and then the blame would have fallen on them. But the reason why Shehbaz Sharif hurried and became a part of this, if you want to call it a conspiracy, I can't say that, but it was a purely democratic process of filing a no confidence motion and ousting Imran Khan. That's a proper constitutional way of ousting a prime minister. So why did he do it? Imran Khan had been hounding the Sharifs and Zardaris ever since he came to power. And even before he came to power, he always accused them of corruption charges. So he was aggressively hounding them for corruption investigations. And a lot of people believe that Shehbaz Sharif would end up in prison. So that's why he said, you know what? One way to avoid imprisonment is to kick Imran Khan out and become a prime minister. That's what he did. So that was a bad decision. But anyway, come December, the old military chief retired in November, and new military chief came, General Asim Munir, who's the current top military chief. Imran Khan has a bit of a history with him. In 2021, he was a chief of the spy agency. In 2021, he appeared to Imran Khan and he said, "Your wife is involved in a corruption scandal." Imran Khan basically told him to shut up and get lost. And he had him replaced with his loyalist, General Faz. So anyway, that's where things started going wrong with the military and Imran. So fast forward, now he was ousted in April last year. Imran Khan has been saying that it was the US-led conspiracy. I was ousted. It was a conspiracy. I shouldn't have been ousted. And he's been saying that all of you guys are corrupt, blah, blah, blah. Imran Khan never slows down. When he's pushed, when he's cornered, he comes back even more aggressively and he starts accusing everyone. And in the process, Imran Khan restarted his popularity because people have forgotten about his first 3 years. There was some bad economic measures too because of the pandemic. It wasn't an easy time for anyone. People have forgotten all of that. And he is the most popular leader. I don't like his politics, his appeasement of Islam and everything. I hate him. I started hating him in 2021. Everyone knows about him, but I can't deny he's the most popular leader and people love him. So in September last year, the military, as per him, he claims the military tried to assassinate him because, again, he's not coming slow. The military doesn't want him to come back to power, but the military have no answers because he is the most popular leader. Imran Khan, ever since he was ousted, has been demanding hold fresh elections. But the government is not doing it because they know they would be obliterated They will be obliterated. So they've been postponing it. The elections were due in April or May. They kept postponing it. The Supreme Court of Pakistan ordered the current government to hold at least Punjab elections on 14th of May, today, but they didn't do it. So 14th of May, today, we were supposed to have the largest provincial elections in Pakistan history, in Pakistan, and whoever wins in Punjab basically has the most power. And Imran Khan would have swept it. Imran Khan would have become, his party would have become, they would have had the government in Punjab. And then national elections would have taken place in October and November. So they've been delaying it. So Imran Khan has been attending all his cases against him, corruption cases. These cases there are at least 140 cases, corruption, terrorism, blah, 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 all kind of cases that are all politically motivated. I don't like him, but come on, man. He'd been attending his court hearings. He has not, so there was no need to arrest him. They arrested him. Now we see that they arrested him because they did not want to hold elections that were due today, that were ordered by the Supreme Court of Pakistan. So now there are no elections. Today there were supposed to be elections. So tomorrow we're going to find out if the Supreme Court of Pakistan is going to disqualify the current Prime Minister for not holding the elections as per their instructions. They arrested him. They dragged him. They pulled his hair. They beat him up. And this footage, let me play that. Let me play this video of his arrest. This footage was played all across the world. This is Pakistan's former leader. He was on a wheelchair and then they dragged him like a common criminal, and this backfired massively. This was a poor decision by whoever did it. By the way, these guys are paramilitary forces called Rangers. So this is not police. This should have been done by the police, but it wasn't the police. People saw this footage. Imran Khan's loyal supporters, cult followers have been saying that Imran Khan is our red line. If you go to him, we will burn the whole country down. They've been saying it for months. I think we played that video where they tried to arrest him before from his house, and then there were riots. So then they backed off because that was just the police. But this time they didn't back off because this wasn't the police. This was paramilitary force called Rangers, and they are directly under the military. Military has no business in this. Even if the court wanted to arrest him, it's the police's job. That just tells you. So people are not stupid. People know this. People can see this, especially someone like Imran Khan who enjoys such kind of a cult following. Of course, this was not going to go down well. I don't know how many of these videos you've actually seen. Within hours, Pakistanis came out in huge numbers and never before seen. Let me play. This is just one little snippet of the scale that people came out in huge numbers. It's never happened before. The military of Pakistan have overthrown governments before. They killed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in 1979 in a military takeover of General Zia. They have also kicked out Nawaz Sharif in 1999. General Pervez Musharraf did it, but never have people ever come out in this. They have never come out. This is every major city of Pakistan that you need to know. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people came out all around Pakistan. And Armin, never before have they ever attacked military establishments. Never. In one instance, this mob barged into a Corps Commander house in Lahore, and they set the house on fire. They robbed, they beat people up, and then we have footage of army officers just running away, running for their lives. And all of this was happening when Imran Khan was in prison or was in jail. He didn't know what was going on, and people were angry. We all held our breaths. We thought that what's going to happen? Is it going to be like is it going to be like that Soviet Revolution or something, like where a mob just storms into a presidential palace or the National Assembly or whatever, and then we don't know what happens? We were looking at that, and nobody knew what's going to happen. So anyway, while all of this was happening, Pakistan cut down Twitter, YouTube. They cut out all internet, but still, we were still seeing some videos coming through, and things were not slowing down. People were angry. People were marching in the streets, and they were beating police up. They were beating the military up, etc. Then the Supreme Court said that the arrest was illegal and Imran Khan needs to be released straight away. But again, this was not a design of your normal law and order process. This was a design, the grand architect of that was Pakistan military. So even though the judge said that you're free to go, he wasn't allowed to go. They waited and waited. They waited for 6 hours because they said, sorry, we have to get the permission from someone up above. And that was obviously the military chief, Asimani, the same guy who Imran Khan had insulted 3 years earlier. And he said, shut up and get out. So a lot of people said there's a personal score to be settled. But again, I think it's more than that. That's just too petty. I think it's more than that. Imran Khan is now, for the first time, challenging the rule of the military. It has never happened before. He's unashamedly naming the military generals by name. He again, so yesterday he addressed the public, addressed the nation basically, and he said, he made some jokes at them. He said, I'm not running away. And now he knows that people are going to come out. Although I must give a disclaimer that Imran Khan said that, and there's some truth in that, but it's not fully true. Imran Khan said that I was in jail, so I don't know what was going on outside. Fair enough. Imran Khan said that I have a history of 30 years of politics, and this is true. He has never asked his supporters to, have turn into rioters. He has never done that. Even when he was shot at, even when his house was attacked, he never said that. He always said that do peaceful protests. He's always said it. He's never said that break the law or anything. So as I said, despite I don't like him, but I have to admit that. But there's something more to it as well. A lot of YouTubers were being approached, Pakistani YouTubers were being approached, let's just say, by some people who have a sway in Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Imran Khan's party. And they were saying, "This is look at us, we're being victimized, Imran Khan's been arrested." So basically, they were egging people to somehow rile people up. They wanted to add fuel to the fire because the more public comes out, the more upheaval there's going to be, and then the more pressure they're going to feel, and as a result, they will have to release Imran Khan. The top leadership of Imran Khan's party did not openly condemn. Initially, they did not. So you could say that maybe they were a little bit happy that, you know what, screw you. How dare you do this? How dare you? We don't care. We will burn the country down if you do this. But Imran Khan now did have plausible deniability. So when he came out, he said, well, I don't know. I've never done this in my life before. And I distance myself from these people. And then he has given a call again today to come out, peaceful protests, etc. In the process, top leadership of Imran Khan's military has been arrested. That's about 150 leaders. Nearly 3,000 political workers have been arrested. At least 6 or 7 people have been killed in police's custody, or police or the army, who knows. But times are pretty rough. There have been reports that some military leaders have refused to take orders of the top military chief, although the military has denied that. But it's very possible that there's mutiny in the military. People are divided, and the Pakistan military has never been challenged the way Imran Khan has challenged, as he has managed to challenge. And that was indicative in his speech yesterday. He was not scared. He was not afraid. He even challenged them again. He said, I'm sitting here. Come and get me if you want. But your role in the politics is finished. So I don't know what's going to happen.
What a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I am scared because Pakistan being a nuclear country, is it me as an outsider looking in? I've never seen Pakistan more unstable than now. And I'm wondering if it's fear mongering or if it's true that this whole thing could collapse. Because as much as I might, as an outsider, might hate the influence that the Pakistani military is having on the politics there, and I want democracy to succeed, I also know that Pakistan's military is the only thing that is holding this whole thing together and is the wall between an Islamist takeover of the entirety of Pakistan and its nuclear weapon. From one side, I want the military to succeed, to be able to hold all this together, but on the other hand, I know that I want them to fail because they're standing against democracy and they're too influential in Pakistan's politics. And this is the first time that they're actually genuinely being challenged. But I don't know if I want this challenge to succeed because if that wall crumbles, it's the takeover of Islamism, and there could be the Baluchis can rise. This internal conflict could be Baluchi separatists wanting to rise up, Taliban taking advantage of the Pashtun independence motivations for people to be able to rise up. Pakistani Taliban might want to. Afghanistan Taliban and
They
Pakistani
want a piece of
Taliban might
pie,
work
yeah. They might
together.
want a piece of pie
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
yeah.
they might want a piece of pie. And if this whole thing crumbles, it will set the entire region into a disastrous conflict, and including nuclear war. Am I exaggerating? Tell me I'm exaggerating.
Look, as I said, to be honest, none of us know. Like, I've been talking to a lot of people, a lot of influential people in the people who are pro-military, people who are in Tehreek Insaf. I actually know a lot of people in Imran Khan's party. I've spoken to them. To be honest, none of them know what the hell is going on. Now, obviously, at the moment, Imran Khan's party, they are a little bit higher on this because they think that they forced the military down on its knees, and they feel that because of the demonstrations and protests, even though now they're distancing themselves from rioting, that they forced them to release Imran Khan. So they are hopeful that maybe they have just defeated the military, although not entirely, because it's still all up in the air. But they are hoping, this is what they think, or this is what they hope, that Imran Khan is going to establish himself as a genuinely elected leader of Pakistan without the interference by the military, and then the military would truly fall under him, as it is in India, for example. So it's not necessarily what you're looking at it in two ways only, in binary, where you're saying that, okay, either his military keeps hold of it and screw the democracy, but keep the whole thing together, or if military disintegrates, then who's gonna hit the fan. No, there's a third option too, which is they let which is a very that's the main tussle. That's what everyone wants, which is let the elected government take full power, and the military should just come underneath him, under the defense ministry, and they should not get involved in politics. That's the end goal.
Mhm,
And this is what PTI, and this is what Imran Khan said
mhm.
yesterday, that this is what he didn't actually say that exactly, but this is what they want. They want the military to be subordinate of the defense ministry. Every
Yes.
any decision that like in any other country. So that's a possibility too, Armin.
Okay, that would be ideal. It would be ideal for the civil government to actually have some teeth, because that's the will of the people, instead of having Pakistan is a fake democracy. The real power comes from unelected officials, right? But that would be amazing. Okay, but that seems like it too good to happen. Would the people that have all the power, so for this to become true, the people who have all the guns and all the power should come and like, okay, sure, yes, we will give up power. Does that happen,
It
Harris? Does
doesn't.
that happen?
No, but yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Of course, this is a real possibility too. I'm not discrediting that, but I'm saying that if the current chief, let's just say, is forced into resignation, is forced to resign, Asim Munir, who has a bit of a history with Imran Khan, as I said, and then this, because there are a lot of Imran loyalists within the army as well, and he says, okay, this is how it's going to be. By the way, it did happen in Turkey. Remember the Turkey army rebellion? This is what Imran Khan models it around. He actually he quotes that example all the time. He said that, look, the military tried to overthrow Erdogan, and Erdogan supporters laid in front of the tanks, and everything now
There's
democracy.
different. Okay, but the difference between the power of the civil government and the military in Pakistan is a lot bigger than Turkey.
Yeah, but it has been weakened though. The real power comes from people though. As I said, we've never seen the military soldiers running away, running for their lives. We have never seen that before. So this fear is also up in the air. Like when everyone rebels, we know like all these revolutions have always happened that way, where few thousand people they storm some key buildings and that's it. It's over. So I'm not saying it's that simple, but I'm saying it can happen too. So if the military leaders think that, for example, I'll give you the example. This is an inside story which we found out later on. The whole Corps Commander house, you might have seen that in the news, that was set on fire. The Corps Commander was in the house, and the soldiers who were supposed to be guarding him, they ran away. They left him at the mercy of the crowd. This has never happened. Anyone who's been to Lahore this Lahore cantonment area, you can't, even a bird can't fly there without anyone's permission. It's that secure. But this mob, and to be honest, I'm still not fully convinced. I still think there's more to it, because I'm not convinced that this mob of a few thousand people could actually get in there like this. I just don't understand that. But we
Yeah.
have. So I don't know. Imran Khan is now going with the idea that, look, because to be honest, we have seen some footage of plainclothes men who ended up becoming rioters. They came out of military trucks. So we have seen some of that footage. So we don't know how many of these rioters were actually released by the military themselves to bring Imran Khan into dispute. So we don't know all of that, but all of these things were happening. Because when this was happening, I was talking to a lot of PTI leaders, and they were happy. They were like, "Yeah, well done. Yeah, teach them a lesson." So all of that was happening. But this is what happens in chaos. So it is possible. The third option is possible, but who knows? As I said, like, none of us know. To be honest, nobody knows. The military, they've held 3 meetings of the corps commanders, and apparently they don't know what's going on. They haven't reached a conclusion. They did not want to release Imran Khan, but they were forced to, because people were rioting. Half the country was on the street, was in the streets. The Supreme Court judge had said release him, so they're like, "Ah, what do we do?" So we don't know. But the third option is the goal. But yeah, who knows?
One last question. At the same time that all of this is happening, again, I don't know if this is an exaggeration, but we are being told that we're heading for an economic collapse as well. So we have a political nightmare, but Pakistan is also really at full speed going towards the direction of an entire economic collapse. So these things like happening at the same time. Is that true?
That's absolutely, yeah. Look, that's why it's so difficult to answer, because if I was Imran Khan, I would be like, what am I fighting for? Even if Imran Khan comes to power in November, because that's the earliest they're going to have elections, if they do have elections. What are you going to inherit? Is there even going to be Pakistan in 2024? We don't know that. They have to give. There's a major installment of, like, I don't know, $25 billion that are due by 30th of June or something like that. And people, every economic channel that I look at, or outsiders I look at, they're saying that, yeah, Pakistan is headed towards a massive economic collapse. Inflation is at 40% or something, and and real inflation figures could be even higher. So yeah, you're right. We don't know. What are you fighting for? It's already. So a lot of people are saying this is it. Pakistan could be done because of political instability, and they've had this political instability for so long. I grew up thinking that this is it. This is just how it works. But this is where the blame goes to Imran Khan. He has always done this politics of agitation. Always. He never said that, okay, you know what, Shehbaz Sharif, the Zardaris, yes, you are corrupt, but screw you. I'm done with you. I'm going to focus on Pakistan alone. But he kept this witch hunt going. And I get it, they might be corrupt, but this is not how countries work. So you're right. I don't know. This is economic collapse is even a bigger problem. That's like the internal cancer. It's not like a bullet, but it's the internal cancer that people can't see it, how bad it is. Whereas these riots and this political instability, that's very visible. And that's why it's scarier. But yeah, we don't know.
So here's the thing. At least with the political collapse, you provided a solution. You might be an option. We could see somehow there is a vision for how all of this could be fixed. With the economic collapse, I don't see how any of this could be fixed other than China getting so involved and forgiving a lot of its debts. Okay, and because China is so invested in Pakistan and so needs Pakistan so badly for its, for its economic corridors that is going through Pakistan, and because of our only hope is China trying to bring some stability, but it's not that easy. If the United States can't bring stability to Afghanistan, I don't know how influential China could be. But the problem is not just nukes, by the way. The problem is that after 9/11, Islamic radicalism was used to be associated with Arabs. Okay. But now I think that the level of radical people who are willing to give up anything for defending Islam, there's no higher number of people anywhere in the world than in Pakistan, right? And when it comes to radical Muslims who are willing to pay the heaviest price for the sake of Islam, I don't know if people understand how much of radical Muslims Pakistan is exporting to the world every year. and how much more is still there. So if this whole thing collapsed, the spread of radicalism out of Pakistan in the neighboring countries and everywhere else is going to be astronomical. I don't know if I am fear mongering here. I hope like you push me back on that. But it's so two things that worries me is the spread of nuclear
Proliferation,
material put out. No, not just other countries. It's just like if the military is not monitoring those nuclear material
assets.
that could assets that could come out of Pakistan, and a lot of people, including a lot of Islamic military groups, if they just get hands of that, these things will disappear in the black market like that, and nobody will be able to track them anymore. So that is really worrying. But also just people who now we have the worst kind of Islamic radicalism in Pakistan, but add to that more poverty, it will just it's such a great catalyst for more radicalism and for that to spread outside of Pakistan's borders. I am terrified. I don't know if it's justified to be this terrified for what from witnessing what's happening in Pakistan. And I think people who are not terrified, they think that this is just a Pakistan problem. This is not a Pakistan problem, just a Pakistan problem. This is a world problem. You will, if Pakistan collapses, you will feel this. This will affect you. If you don't know that this is going to affect you, you don't understand what's going on.
No, you're right. It has been. Madeleine Albright back in the 90s, I think 98 or something, she didn't say Pakistan has become a global migraine for no reason. It is a problem. Yeah, that's right. It's going to affect the whole world every possible way. The amount of refugees, 230 million people, right? A powerhouse of a radical Islamist state. People have been looking and hoping that this radicalization of Islam, Iran would be gone one day, and hopefully this might be the final decade of the Islamic Republic. But then all of a sudden, you have a country like Pakistan with 220 million people, and to top it all, as you said, nuclear weapons, and they could disappear in the black market in a heartbeat. When you have these so many countries always looking for them, it's no, you're not wrong. This is right, but this is why we just don't have the answer. Because I have, like as I said, I'm 39 years old. I grew up seeing Pakistan being unstable, and we always thought that this is just that's normal. Being prosperous is not normal. Being in chaos is normal. That's how I grew up. That's how I've always seen it in the last 30 years of my, as long as I can remember. This is different. This is different. This is, you're right. There's a political collapse and there's no end in sight. You're right. The military is not going to give up power that easily. And Imran Khan, as stubborn as he is, he's not backing away either. If they assassinate him, that's one possibility as well. Then we've seen how much people love him, and I think they will burn the country down. That's going to be very bloody. I don't think there will be anyone to control. So that's not going to happen. Then what? That's political crisis, and then you have economic crisis. That even if everything they're okay with everything tomorrow, they say okay, you know what, everything's sorted. No infighting. What are you going to do? Even if China forgives loans, that's 30%. Their foreign reserves are not going up. When Imran Khan in 2021, foreign reserves had hit $22 billion. That was the highest ever in Pakistan's history. And guess what they've been sitting at since Imran Khan was ousted? 3 billion, 4 billion, 3 billion. And they're struggling to make ends meet. So it's a shit show. I don't know. Look, to be honest, I don't know. I'm just like, wow, it's just I don't have any answer to it. And it's not me. Like as I said, I've been glued to TV. I've been listening to experts, like what they have to say. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows, Armin. We've never seen it like that. We used to anticipate, okay, Imran Khan is going to go to Islamabad. He's going to do a sit-in there. That's going to happen. The government would do. Now nobody knows. Literally nobody. They're like, oh, what's going to happen? But they're going to kill him? Is he going to force? Is there going to be another clash with the military? Is the military going to relent? No, nobody knows. So all the possibilities that you're saying, your nightmares, they could come true.
Okay, I was hoping you were like, no, Armin, this is not as bad. You're exaggerating. But anyways, thank you. This is scary.
Sorry. One thing that I know you don't agree with it, but I did read it somewhere. I forgot. I tried to find it later on, but apparently the United States will have some sort of a backup plan. These military leaders are corrupt. These military leaders are corrupt, right? They are corrupt. So if there are 17 nuclear warheads, so
Yeah.
they can
Okay.
give these 70 military leaders who are looking after these nuclear assets, they can give them 1 million each. Hey, come on, tell us, just hand it over to us, and they can come in, fly away, and then leave Pakistanis to their own devices, like to deal with it. So United States
Um,
may have a plan. They're not gonna just let it slide. It's not gonna happen. By the way, did you see by any chance the Taliban? They were trying to fly a Black Hawk helicopter. Did you see a video?
no.
It didn't go as well as the Taliban may have planned. They got they lost control and it crashed. Unfortunately,
Oh my god.
so they said that was day one at helicopter training. Day one, so the Americans were like, "Oh, phew, okay, they can't fly them. So they can't fly. They can't fly these Abrams tanks. They can't fly these planes or these helicopters." So yeah,
Oh my god. Okay.
that might happen with these mullahs who take over Pakistan as well. Let's hope.
It's easier to make a dirty bomb though. That's the problem than flying a helicopter.
Really?
Oh yeah, dirty bombs are easy.
Yeah, but they're
Flying helicopters.
not nuclear.
No, if you get access to nuclear material, you don't have to be a genius to be able to destroy a city.
Oh yeah. I think that's the one that the shrapnels come out and then they have nuclear. Uranium. In
You
them,
could
yeah?
just take the material and go underground, like just put it in the back of a truck, go to I don't know, under
No, you still got to detonate it.
the
I
basement.
heard that. I heard that
It's
detonating a
easy.
nuclear.
It's
Okay.
well, I mean, it's hard, but it's easier than you can figure out how to do it. The instructions are online. There's online instructions.
Jeez, we live in a messed up world.